welcome back to my channel. So quite a while back I did a video on how to find foundations for olive, Indian, warm skin tones, and they were all high-end foundations, and I have been asked so many times to do the same video but with drugstore foundations. And the reason it's taken me so long to do this is because I wanted all the foundations that I was sharing with you to be the best. So after a very long and hard search, I've now found 5 very affordable foundations for anyone with an Indian, olive, warm, deeper skin tone. So I'm only going to touch on the type of foundation that it is because I'm focusing more on the shades, just because I feel like it's so hard to find affordable and drugstore foundations that cater to warmer skin tones. Honestly, I've never been happy with drugstore foundations, and finally I found a few that I think I can work with and I'd love to share with you guys. So that's what I'm focusing on. It's more so about the shade rather than skin type and all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to know what they are, then let's get into it. Oh, but just for reference, for anyone that wants to know, and it might make things a little bit easier for you, in MAC foundations, I'm an NC42. So the first foundation I've got to share with you is the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Liquid Foundation. Now this is an oil-free, water-based, full coverage foundation. It's almost like a thick gel kind of texture, but when you apply it, because it's water-based, it's so creamy and easy to blend. And although it does say it's a full coverage foundation, you can definitely sheer it out and wear it medium too. In regards to the shade, I've got this in the shade 07 Warm Beige. Now I did look at the shade below this and I did look at the shade above this, and I found that this was the shade that matched my skin tone the most. Now it's slightly, like a teeny weeny touch bit lighter than my actual skin tone. However, it's not hugely noticeable, and once you apply the rest of your makeup, you bronze your skin, things like that, it does just look like your skin complexion. Though this foundation is like a touch lighter than my actual skin tone, it still works for me because it's got the right amount of warmth in there. There's still a good amount of like yellow tone, olive tone, so that is why it works. These NYX foundations do actually have a really wide range of shades, which is fantastic to see, and they do go quite deep also. So I think if you are looking for a drugstore foundation, then this is definitely one to check out. I am going to leave all the foundations down below in the description box for you with prices and where you can purchase them from also. Next up, I have the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect foundation, and I have this in the shade 008 Golden Beige. Now, this foundation is a medium to buildable full coverage foundation, and it very much reminds me of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It's got that like satin skin-like look and feel to it without being too oily and shiny or dewy at all. I really like the shade of this foundation because although it's got that warmth and olive tone to it, it's still quite neutral. So it's not a foundation that's too yellow or too orange or too this or too that. It's just a neutral toned foundation with the right amount of warmth in it. Even the shade of this foundation reminds me of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Golden, and that's the one that I use. So they are very similar. So if you're looking for something as good as the Too Faced one but on a budget, then this is just as good and just as great. The next foundation that I'm a huge fan of is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, and I've got this in the shade 250. Now, although this foundation is a matte finish, it doesn't make your skin look dry or cakey whatsoever. It still gives you that healthy skin look, but keeping your skin matte and shine free. Now, Maybelline are really pushing forward their foundations at the moment, and the fact that they have got such a huge color range in their foundations also, which is so good to see. So if this foundation doesn't work for you, they do have other foundations that have huge shade ranges as well. So they're definitely a brand to check out. Now, in terms of the shade 250, again, this is a really nice and accurate shade for me. It matches my skin really well, but it's like just a touch lighter than my neck. It's really got that nice bit of like olive and yellow undertones that come through the foundation and just really warm it up, so you don't get any ashiness or any grey areas when wearing this. My next foundation is the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and this wouldn't be a drugstore foundation video without mentioning this guy. I have this in the shade 6.5 Golden Toffee. Again, this is a medium to full coverage foundation, super easy to work with and blend out. It's got a really beautiful skin-like finish. It doesn't sit cakey whatsoever. So this foundation has a micro match technology, and what that means is that it fits to your skin tone and your undertone, like it finds it and it's able to match it to that. This foundation is probably one of the most accurate foundation shades out of all of them. I absolutely love this. It's one of my favorites out of all of them. I think the shade is absolutely spot on. It's exactly what I look for. Neutral, but with the right amount of warmth, and it just looks like my skin. And I don't know whether that's to do with the actual shade itself or the micro match technology. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing, and it gives your skin like this beautiful healthy glow. So if you haven't tried this foundation, I highly recommend. And finally, this foundation cannot be found in the drugstore. However, it is online and it's at an affordable drugstore price, so I had to mention it. It's the EX1 Invisiwear foundation. I've currently got it on my skin right now. This foundation has like a satin to matte finish. Again, very natural, very skin-like, and it's a medium coverage foundation which you can totally build up to a full coverage without it looking cakey. I have this in the shade 10, and recently EX1 expanded their shade range and they've got a few more now, which is amazing. But the reason I love their foundations, not just because of the finish, but because they cater to people of an olive, warmer, yellow skin tone, those kind of undertones, and it's so hard to find that in the drugstore. Now the shade 10 fits me so perfectly, like a dream. It matches my skin, it matches my neck, it's got those warm olive undertones to it, still being quite neutral, but still having some depth to it with the warmth, and it's just the most perfect shade. So guys, those are all of my drugstore and affordable foundations for you all. It's taken me a long time to be able to find ones that I think are of a really good standard for you guys to wear, not just in terms of because of shade, but just good quality foundations also. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope it helped you. If you've got any foundations that you love and you can recommend to me, then make sure you do, and please comment down below and let me know what they are. Give this video a big thumbs up if it did help you, and please subscribe for more of these videos. I've got a concealer video coming out like this, and updated foundations for high end, and way more for olive, warmer skin tones. I'm doing a whole series on it. So make sure you tune in, guys, and don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. All of the links to everything will be down below. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.